Good morning, good evening, and good afternoon, everyone. My name is Jordie James, and welcome to my show. You have me for the next 15 minutes. I am a psychic medium, and today I was going to give you a little bit of a sort of things that have been going on over the last week for me, which is really interesting. One, there's been a lot of internet stuff going on, so hopefully, fingers crossed, we all go okay today. And the other thing too is a lot of things are sort of really about self-care and how we sort of sit in a space of looking after ourselves. And really interesting, it's when we center, because when things sort of get on top of us, we sometimes forget to center and see why they're sort of triggering us, or why are we getting so worked up after something. And obviously, sorry, I can't speak at the moment. It's really interesting. But for me, what I like to do is making sure that everyone centers, everyone breathes. And I feel sometimes that we forget to breathe into our stomach, into our diaphragm, and just take a breath. Sometimes we don't. And at the moment, being in Victoria, in Australia at the moment, we are actually in lockdown. So we're even looking at going back into stage 4 lockdown again. So not sure if that's going to happen yet. But we're actually, I think I said to this last week, is that we're actually in 6 weeks. Really interesting looking at everything and going, okay, we just got to take a deep breath and make sure that we are looking after ourselves, and then we look after others as well. Like, as they say in an airplane, always put the mask on first. So make sure you take a deep breath, look after yourself, and center. And it's really interesting because the theme this week for me is centering in a space of, if you know your chakras, breathe into each chakra starting from the base. And I always do meditation, really starting off with this just to open us up and ground. And realistically, that's all we really need to do in a space. It gives us a bit more center so we can deal with things that are coming up. It doesn't give us a whole answer, but it definitely allows us to go, right, what's the next best thing for me? So I am going to take callers today, or hopefully a caller today. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to doing that. And yeah, I just feel like I want to say it's been really interesting. I love doing readings. Readings work exactly the same way as being on face to face, and being at home and being online so much is because we are still able to connect. I mean, I feel so blessed that we can actually connect via the internet around the world. I have some beautiful clients in Canada and the UK, and it's just so nice to be able to connect and see how everyone's going over in that part of the world. So with no further ado, I am waiting just for my first caller, which I'm really excited about. But yeah, so that's about it. And it's been a little bit of a interesting time, I would say. So sorry, I'm just waiting for my beautiful caller to start. So hopefully um, there's one there. But what else can I say? We are definitely in times of change and the new norm. But for me, this is really normal because we look at things so differently, and we just got to allow ourselves to step out of the box sometimes and allow ourselves to breathe. Um, that's all right. It's all good. Um, so I'm just waiting for a beautiful caller to come through. So let's just chat a bit more. It's really interesting too because I actually work for a beautiful shop in Malvern in Victoria, and we are doing some beautiful what we call isolation tips. And one of mine was to listen to music and just sit and do some inspirational writing, and it's lots of fun. So it's like listening to a song, and then turn it off. And then once you turn the song off, you start writing whatever comes to you. And I love inspirational writing. It's so much fun. So I do suggest it's like a bit of awareness, like mindfulness, as much as I'm not a fan of that word, but it's allowing yourself just to express rather than doing like coloring and things like that. You can also listen to songs. So I do have a beautiful call out from Kingston in Ontario, Canada. Oh, I was just talking about Canada. Angela, hello, how are you? Hello, Angela, can you hear me? Oh, interesting. Okay, that's all good. It's funny. I didn't want to put a moz on it, what we call putting it out there. But we've had some um interesting internet issues, to say the least, over the last week. And I've been so busy with online clients that it's been a little bit cray cray. But it's funny because we're not even in Mercury retrograde anymore. We're actually Mercury direct now. So yeah, it's just really funny how things sort of, I didn't mean to put a moz on it. Sorry, Dave. Okay, so let's talk about a little bit about chakras. Angela, are you there?
Hello? Yes?
How
Hello?
are you? Hello, can you hear me, Angela?
I can, yes.
Oh, perfect. Welcome to my show. My name is Jordie. How would you like me to work for you today, darling? Would you like a bit of psychic, which is what's going on around you, or mediumship, which is connecting with loved ones?
Psychic, please.
Lovely. Okay. Really interesting, Angela. If I ask you a question or if it resonates or makes sense, just say yes, no, I'm unsure. Okay. Don't give me too much information.
Okay.
Okay. And I just
Okay,
love
yep.
your energy, by the way. I feel like I want to say, as I'm connecting with you, I was talking about breath before, but it's really interesting as I connect with you. You've got a couple of questions, but it's really interesting because I feel like this is more a confirmation reading for you rather than getting to know what you need to do. Does that make sense?
Yes, truly.
Thank you. Thank you. Because it's really interesting because as I'm connecting with you, I want to say you're very intuitive and you've got a really good energy. I don't know if you work with energy or you're an energy healer or something like that. Does that make
Yes,
sense to you?
yes, yes.
Thank you. Yep. Okay. So the first thing I want to say to you is please don't shoot the messenger. But there is something about there's been a huge shift in the way that you work. Would that make sense to you? And you're not trusting what you're receiving?
Right, yes.
Thank you. And it's really interesting because as I look at, oh my God, it's like I want to give you a massive hug, but I also want to go, now listen, girl, this is what you need to do. It's so interesting. Looking, looking at the way that you work, it's like I want to say, you're really starting to go, I really want to do it this way, but you feel like you're a little bit, I don't know if you feel like you're trapped because you have to do it a certain way. Would that make sense to you?
Yes,
Thank
yes, it
you.
does.
I want to say, I want to say, throw the book out the window and do it the
Okay,
way you feel that comes, because you're very connected, both high, like with your higher self, as well as the guides. And it's like I want to say, you've got a little bit of medicine woman in you. I don't know if it's shamic or shamanic, or there's some sort of reference to a natural, just to get to the core of people's things for healing. Does that make sense?
yes.
Thank you. Oh, girlfriend, I could love to have a coffee and just chat with you. Your experiences are quite profound. I feel like I want to say to you, sometimes it's like, and I love it too, because you're very much like me. You just go, why did they choose me to do this work? Does that make sense to you?
Yes. Oh, yes.
Thank you. Thank you. And it's just like, and this is what I love because you're so humble about it. But I really also want to say to you, would I make sense that you're also working in like just a normal job as well as healing at the moment?
Yes, yes.
Thank you. So the whole question about you moving out of it's like I want to say you're taking baby steps moving into doing the healing full time. Does that make sense, Angela?
Yes. Yes, it does.
Thank you. Thank you. Because I don't know if you do 2 or 3 days a week work, but I feel like what you're doing is you're going down the right road to start working in your own business. The other thing too is I keep
That's
hearing, sorry, go. Are you there? Sorry, Angela.
sorry. What did you say? You keep hearing what?
I keep hearing that you're doing the right thing, but there's just a reference here where I want to say that it's all about you doing marketing now. And I know being self-employed and being in this industry, sometimes we don't like to market ourselves. Does that make sense?
Yes, truly. Yep.
Okay, perfect. So I've only got a couple of seconds to go, a minute to go. I just want to say start looking at a little bit of marketing and how you want to market who you truly are. You're very authentic, Angela. And I do want to say you're going in the right direction to baby step into working for yourself. Does that make sense?
Okay. Yes.
All right. And I feel like I want to say journaling for you. Make sure you journal and write.
Okay.
All right,
Okay.
Angela. Sorry, I don't have enough time for questions, but thank you so much. You can always connect with me on my Facebook page, Jordie Jane Psychic Medium. So we've just run out of time. Thank you so much for talking to me today, darling,
Thank you so much.
and allowing me to connect with you. Have a great day
You
or
too. Thank
evening.
you. Bye-bye now.
Thank you,
Bye-bye.
gorgeous. Bye-bye. So thank you guys for joining me on my second show of the year. Very excited. Thank you, beautiful people. Enjoy your lovely day, and I look forward to chatting to you next week. Okay, bye for now.